Well, ooh, diddly rah, diddly ooh. Neighborino, it's Jim, the metal hag Dempsey, and I've seen by my YouTube feed that they are still, as of even yesterday, 3 weeks up into January, talking about the metal tag 2026. Now, mind you, people that I generally don't care about are talking about this. In terms of metal YouTubing, only peep in on certain particular individuals. I like people that provide a certain kind of content. I like the wheelchair guy, Dom, and the pink hat guy. I like him, and the chomo with the mustache who like Christian death metal. He's kind of interesting. I like human ass content. I don't like the ones where they chop up videos and then throw in a lot of the whole candy graphics and so forth. Phil is all about those that eye candy kind of shit, but I'm all about like just don't chop me up. Like, I like conversational flow, right? I do radio for YouTube because I'm not a TV watcher. I'm a radio listener. But anyway, a lot of these douchebags and losers with lesser wristwear, the spiked gauntlets and so forth, and the gray ass beards. This one, I won't out him, but if you're snoop around on Google for a metal tag, you'll see some choice motherfuckers. I'd be like, bro, really? A little self-awareness, just a tid. Anyway, so the upshot of all that is, I don't give a fuck about those guys, and I'm not going to watch their videos to find out what the metal tag is. And no one that I care about is actually talking about it. But I do care about metal, and so in the broader ocean of things, I'm just putting some grains out there from the ocean floor and seeing what fish care to snap in on it. So yeah, I could only get a snippet of the metal tag 2026. Apparently it's all in videos, and I'd be like, bro, no one puts out a goddamn text outlet anymore? Is there not like I don't even know the names of the fucking internet channels. Like, I'm a pen and paper store myself, but is Blabbermouth or its descendants still not running somehow? Like, you gotta watch everything on the internet, you can't read anything? Well, the AI gives me 4 of the metal tag questions. So I've got 20% of the metal tag. Because we share 20% in common with you listeners to whatever the fuck is on heavy metallurgy. Alright, number 1. Giddy Up. An album with a horse on the cover. So this one is just always laying around, and I've probably shown it before, but check this out. Because it's always laying around, how about that? I am in sync with you, heavy metallurgy. Bastille Warlust, Blood and Valor, and somewhere on the back here is something resembling a horse. Where are we at here? That thing. He's got a ram skull on, but it looks like a horse, right? Well, in case that's dubious, I went ahead and brought an extra CD to just lay around here now, and I need to make sure to clean this joint out because I actually kind of like these CDs, especially that one. But there's distinctly a horse on this here Marduk album. Live radio, bro. Boom! Horsies of a sort. You can't really see them necessarily in this lighting, but I assume you know the album, and you can verify that it is in fact horses of a sort. Those of the unlight. So yeah, Giddy up, motherfucker. What else we got going here? Goat. Yes. Yes, I am. Fun fact, my mother grew up with goats and ducks in her front yard. And thus goats are, in multiple senses of it, in my family lineage. And yeah, like, my mom is that sort of don't give a fuck that you would probably associate with having goats growing up in your front yard and geese chasing your, like, brother around, and etc. Yearning, a potential album release you're waiting for in 2026. Now, I can't tease this too much because I gotta milk the actual episode, but the new Mayhem album is coming out in, like next month? So I am in my generation, the defender of Mayhem. I will stick up for every single album that Mayhem has dropped for varying reasons, but for one reason or another, and I will defend Mayhem up through somewhere around the area of Demon. And I always say, I said about Esoteric Warfare, and I said it in print so you could, like, read it, if anyone read anything anymore, that when that album came out, we would have to wait for one more album to really appreciate this one in its proper context. Because at this point, the only way to really understand a Mayhem album is to know, A, what comes after, and B, if anything does. So that Esoteric Warfare, when Damon came out, I was like, alright, so you know what? They both get a pass. They slot together, and because the one comes out, but I wasn't going to give full judgment for the Esoteric until I heard what came next, and I think that I'm in for the disappointment. I think I'm about to be made the fool, and that maybe, in fact, we just got to cut it with Ordo. We'll see. But my intuition tells me that I was a fool to defend the post-Blasphemer era. They may not be criminal enough of a unit anymore to really justify their existence. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because we'll talk some shit. Or maybe I'll be proven wrong, but either way, I'll be happy, because I'll get something out of it. Collector Scum. A gap in a band's discography you want to fill. Apparently I skipped past the one. The GOAT is your favorite new album from 2025, and the answer is, I don't honestly know, because I didn't buy any albums in 2025, nor... When did that Primordial album come out? I don't think I've bought any albums since 2023. In which year I bought Primordial, Dodheim's Guard, Shining, Immolation, and, one more at least. Because they were all dropping new albums, and I was like, oh shit, this is going to... God, New Immolation is like 1,000 fucking songs. I don't even know what kind of... Jesus Christ, like... Someone give them just a little too much creative control. Anyway, New Dodheim's Guard is just like New Primordial. I'm stuck on... Let me check the album here. I brought my CD book for this. So the Primordial album that I last am intimate with is Where Greater Men Have Fallen. And by intimate, I mean I'm still working my way through that. So I've got Exile Among the Ruins and How It Ends sitting here waiting for me, laughing in my face, being like, yeah, bro, are you ever going to get around to us? But the Primordial album is just such a thing. You gotta really absorb it. I took so goddamn long with Puritan that when Where Greater Men Have Fallen came out, I was like, already? Fuck. These guys are just cranking them out now. I love Primordial, but it's a deep thing. You can't just superficially love Primordial. You gotta like you gotta spend the time with them. You love them like you love family. Like I don't always appreciate what you're doing here, because you demand a lot of my goddamn time, and sometimes I don't always appreciate it. But of course, accordingly, your love is a more familial love than when you like when DSI drops a new album and you're just like, oh, let's have a good laugh at that cover. When they invent the time machine, I'm going to take 2026 Jim back to 2006. Even 2006, yeah. Couldn't be 2007, but still in 2006, and say, you will, in 20 years, appreciate Primordial way more than Deicide, and 2006 Jim is going to be like, so I go senile? So anyway, I got a couple of books here. Let me show this out here. So this one is just my CD book of some metal shit, and I got in here like Sound of White Noise, and I got all my Black Sabbath CDs, and I got some COC and some Dio and some Danzig and a lot of Maiden, and I got if you saw my little snippet on Megadeth, this is where I pulled that out of. If I pulled that out, I got like 4 Megadeth CDs. And I got all my Slayer up in here, and that's that book. And then this one is the underground shit, but it's also I got a lot of shit, right? Like, this is more CDs than one man needs, so I don't understand those guys with the whole wall of crap behind them. I'd be like, when are you going to even listen to all those albums and you're still buying new ones? Jesus fuck. This one is my In Case of Fire book, where I keep all the ones that I especially appreciate. Full catalogs of some bands, and in some cases just one CD by a band that I otherwise have in the bigger book. And I'm going to flip through here and see what I got. So I got all the AMSG full lengths, but I would not mind owning physical copies of the Hidden Transformation or the other EP. I got full assortment of Aphrodite and Angel Corpse and Archon and Faustus and Antaeus, yes, but Archon and Faustus, Filth Catalyst, that is one album I would like to own a physical copy of. I do not know that as well as the other Archons for that very reason. I know you can listen to it on the internet, but I think that's kind of bullshit, so I'm slowly accommodating to this whole 21st century shit, but I still do harbor a prejudice to these actual discs in terms of what do you listen to, what do you know. And Behexen, I got 4 Behexen albums, but I am missing the one between, whichever the first one is. I always confuse the names of the first and the second, because they're both Blessing of Satan, what have you, Power of Satan, and then whichever comes between the first one and My Soul for His Glory, I do not own. Check this out though, while we're on the book. Got the Black Witchery Conqueror split with the better version of Vengeance War Till Death. And I also keep in here Affiliated with the Suffering, because I don't think we ever got around to publishing that Blood Red Throne. That went hilariously off the rails when I tried to. Blood Red Throne, but Affiliated with the Suffering, I champion as one of the perfect death metal albums. And I got some Burzum discs in here, and I do not have Det Som, but I don't know if I'm that concerned. I'd rather have the Filth Catalyst, honestly. And Brujeria and Bolt Thrower, the Peel sessions only. Got the Carcass and the Frost, and Conqueror and Craft up in here. Is this controversial? So check this out. I got a couple of Cryptopsy albums, but I only keep a couple up in here. Blasphemies and Once Was Not, because I think Blasphemies is the better album to None So Vile. But Once Was Not is the only really good Cryptopsy album to my mind. Blasphemies is interesting, None So Vile is wanky, and Once Was Not is Wanky, but still fucking impressive. Okay, here's another one. So I mentioned Archon and Faustus, Filth Catalyst. I got 2 Damnation albums, Rebel Souls and Resist, but there is a third one that I would like to own. And, what else is up in here? Deathspell, Deicide, Dahamstar, Destroyer. I don't like Destroyer 666 after Phoenix Rising. It's too well produced for me. Cold Steel and Beyond, just meh. There is not a second Gulskag album, but I wish there was one more album that sounded like that. Ditto this one, actually. I wish there was one more Godflesh album that sounded like this. This is fucking broken, but it still plays. You roll with what you got. We got Gospel of the Horns, we got Furs, we got GBK. I wish more Haunted albums sounded like this one. I gave up on Haunted with whatever the third one was. I've gone back to it and tried, and I can't. I don't like it. Immolation, Impaled, Impetigo, Impiety. Anyway, yeah, we got a couple, so yeah. The Metal Tag, 2026. And I'm Jim Dempsey. And Phil over there, probably doing something with this. And, yeah. That's about all I got for that, so thank you for watching, and Lord willing, we'll be back with more, but in the meantime, I'm about to dip out.